And we are live. What's going on out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. I've got here Ash, Captain Vitus. I've got Mike Phillips. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. What we're going to be doing is this is going to be 1 hour, and it's only going to be part one of our spoiler talk about one of the biggest movies of 2016, Deadpool. And so this is going to be really fun. I can't wait to go in depth with this, but I'm gonna let Ash give a little bit about himself and his channel real quick.
That's me. What is up, yo? I'm Ash from the Captain Vitus Show. I am here. I am taking a break from my Pokemon marathon to talk about the beauty that is the Deadpool, and I host a show, and it's nice and stuff. And yeah,
yes, it is. So, Mike, are you there, bro?
I'm here.
All right, I'm going to let you go into your discussion about who you are and what do you do, bro?
I am Mike Phelps, king of all that is notable. You can find me over on The Age of Reason. I've been The Age of Reason after YouTube. It's YouTube/C/The Age of Reason, and you will find my channel. Now, let's just start with this. This is all I'm going to say right now, and then I'm going to break into this.
Oh, God.
What was with Colossus? What was with Colossus?
No, Mike. We'll go into what you don't like later. We're just, all this is just the introduction of the people. So we'll get into that. I've got here Chris Littleton. Chris, just unmute your mic real quick, and you got your headphones, bro?
I got my headphones on.
All right. Who are you? And talk a little bit about yourself.
What up, YouTube? This is Chris, aka K Crusader, aka K Caper. I have a podcast called The Cotton Crew, of course, with Black Winnie and Tech Slayer and them and the crew. My channel is mostly big Batman fan, Spider-Man fan, comic book geek with it. There's not much, and that's really it, really.
That's what's up, man. Thanks for joining us. Everybody, matter of fact, Mike, Ash, Chris, thanks for joining, man. This is going to be really fun. So we're just going to go for about an hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm going to start off with was, did you like the movie? Was one question. And then second, what was one of your favorite moments in the movie? So it's an open-ended question. So who wants to go first?
do we need to raise hands?
Yeah, go ahead, Ash.
Okay. Well, to answer your question, I loved the movie. Loved it so much when I got out of it, I walked right back in because it was that good. And, I don't know. I love it. It's my kind of movie. And my favorite moment, which is currently the best scene of the year as far as I'm concerned, is that final one where Colossus is saying, he has that beautiful speech about heroism and all this stuff, while Deadpool's about to shoot Ajax, and then in the middle of that speech, he just fucking shoots him, and Colossus throws up, and I proceed to laugh for 10 hours, but I can't get enough of that. I think about it just at random times of the day, and it makes me giggle. At any point, I could be talking to an old lady about, I don't know, old lady things, and then I ba-ba-ba-ba.
Well, was it just me, or even with that part of the movie, though, did it seem like they shopped from, the bargain bin for X-Men for this movie?
Wait, what? Hold on. Anyway, hold on. Mike, did you like the movie, and what was one of your favorite moments about the movie?
Okay, overall, I liked the movie. I liked how the beginning of the movie was actually that car chase, and how Deadpool basically went in and just fucked shit up. He basically just went all out, and he was Deadpool. He was Ryan Reynolds. He was the Deadpool we deserved. He was the Deadpool that we were waiting for. He was the Deadpool that was the Batman of Marvel movies. He was the hero that city needed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. All right. Cool. Chris, what was one thing? Well, did you like the movie? And what was one of the
Oh,
most awesome things about the
going
movie you
into
thought?
it, for me, I'm gonna say this, dude. Cause I saw a Friday. I saw a Friday. I saw a Friday opening, or opening weekend of it, Friday, and I literally see for me beat for beat, word for word from the beginning to the end. But for me, I love the movie. I plan to see it like two more times because I really want to. Cause I watched it the first time. I didn't get some of the jokes, so I wanted to watch the second, third time to get a lot more. But I liked it because it felt like, to me, this is how I feel. It didn't feel like a comic book movie. It felt like, yo, Ryan Reynolds is like some douchebag. It's like just the opening credits, bro, just had me rolling like, oh my god, man, this dude. I knew it from the point when they did the opening scene of like the teaser, and he landed. Oh my, bruh, this dude, have you seen this guy? I'm like, man, you know what, dude? This dude funny as hell, man. Like, I love the movie, man. I loved it. To me, it had bad points. We can talk about it later, but I love the movie, man. I couldn't complain. To me, I plan to see it again because that was funny as hell, man. Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds did a good job with that character, man.
yeah, he literally was born to play this role, quote unquote.
Yeah.
For me, I really love the movie. I went and I saw it about a week ago, and I saw the early screening of it, and then I
Yeah.
saw it on Thursday night, and I actually went and saw it again last night. So I've seen it a total of 3 times already. One of the big things that I'll say is that my funniest moment was when Colossus and Negasonic let Ajax go, and like Deadpool loses it, and he proceeds to try to attack Colossus and just breaks most of his limbs. I think that me and an entire like theaters, each time I've seen it, have just broken out crying, laughing, and I thought that was like the perfect rendition of what Deadpool would do in a
Yeah.
situation like that, and I thought it was classic Deadpool. But one thing I'll have to say is that I don't know if y'all know, but the movie has already made about 150 million worldwide, but
That's
domestically,
big.
it
That's
made
big.
135 million.
That's
Nobody
big.
for a rated R movie. Like I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know what
big.
parents are doing, taking their kids to see this movie, but it's this struck gold. And with the
Yeah.
$58 million budget, I think that they've literally like built a franchise out of nothing. So I'm
Yeah.
really proud of the movie for that
Yeah.
remark. Um, so I guess what we'll do to get this out of the way is we'll start talking about some of the things that you felt like they could improve upon, but don't let it drag on to like 10 minutes worth of talking about the negative stuff because we're gonna have to talk about major spoilers and we only have a certain amount of time to talk about
Yeah.
it. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring up some things about Vanessa, Copycat, different people that they kind of name dropped in the movie. So what were some of the things that y'all didn't like, what y'all felt that they could improve upon? I feel like Mike is going to be taking the longest out of this, so I'm going to let Mike go.
Okay, I'll jump in on this one. My first problem with it was the fact that they basically went through the bargain bin of X-Men. Not to mention, one of the best things about Colossus is his ability to change at the drop of a dime his form. To change the freaking organic metal that makes him who he is. Yet, he was basically stuck in metal mode. He looked like a reject transformer the whole damn time. This was my problem. Not to mention Negasonic and Colossus. Like they couldn't actually do. For one, they've owed us this movie for like the last 5 years, and they give us Negasonic and Colossus, and they make it a buddy cop movie. Really? Like there's not 30 plus X-Men that they could have picked from. Like there's like 70 of them, and they basically chose a buddy cop movie. Really, a buddy cop movie? Not to mention, let's go with the CGI for Colossus. It just looks so freaking cheesy. It looked like, okay, it looked like what happens when Optimus Prime meets Voltron. I don't freaking know, but it just looked like a reject, man. It's like, it was like something that a 4-year-old designed.
Okay. So, is there anything else you can comment?
Oh man, I can rip into this thing all day. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. It's the movie we deserve. But when it comes down to it, Deadpool was the best thing about the movie. The supporting cast dropped the bomb. I mean, Negasonic was probably my second favorite actor, Ajax, they could have. I'm sorry, but you went with Italian mob look for Ajax. Ajax was casted wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
Not to
Um,
mention, just one more thing. Okay, when would Colossus ever get beat down like that? I mean, for one, he can't be strangled in his freaking metal form when he's actually gone metal. It's too freaking. It's not organic skin. It's metal. It's what was with that whole strangling scene?
I mean, well, to be fair, Colossus would never, and I mean ever, have
Treated
gotten
female.
that kind of showtime in any of the X-Men movies, nor has he actually been treated pretty well. Like, I mean, they've never even allowed Colossus to really even have like a communicational line. Like, I think the longest amount of communication was had was in X2 when Wolverine told him to go and do something. That was the most amount of dialogue they've ever given him. And regardless of him being able to shapeshift into metal or not, like, they actually made Colossus lovable because of his inability to kind of be like, you know, huge and big and just kind of different. Like, he was complete antithesis of Deadpool for me. But I mean, to be fair, I don't think that he would have ever gotten the amount of showtime in any of these movies. Now he has an opportunity that if they want to in the sequel, which is the only budget is only 58 million, so that might be part of the reason why the graphics, in your opinion, looked as bad. But I think that his future incarnations, he's probably going to have the opportunity of being shown as human and all this kind of stuff. But I think that they were really tight under the cut for that. But I don't think that he would have ever gotten the opportunity if this movie had not been made, personally.
Okay, my rebuttal to that would have to be, okay, you have all the X-Men off on mission, yet they left the X-Jets? How's that happen?
No, they even said in the movie that they didn't have the budget for that. This movie didn't even, it wasn't supposed to be greenlit at all. I mean, I know me and Ash have been, you know, watching this movie from its inception since the concept art. And this movie was not supposed to be made. Like, as far as it getting greenlit, period, with a rated R rating, that is huge. And for the amount of money they made back, yeah. But they even said, like, even at the end, after the credits, he was like, yeah, you wanted to see more X-Men? No, we don't have the budget for that. And they didn't. They probably didn't have the trademark. At the time, the same year the X-Men Apocalypse was coming out, where they're going to have a lot more X-Men just coming back out, I don't think that the studio was going to give the money over to, like, something that's a whim to do that. So, no, I don't think they had those resources available to them, in my opinion. But I don't know. If you have anything to interject, Chris or Ash, let me know.
Let me go. Let me go. Well, for me, you know, I understand, Mike, where you coming from. Like, you got some valid points there. But I feel like, you know, for like me, Colossus, because like for me, I'm not familiar with the X-Men like that. But for me, Colossus has always been one of my favorite X-Men. You know, from the cartoons, X-Men Evolution. I love Colossus. So
We won't hold that against you, Chris. We won't hold that against you.
for me, I love Colossus. So for me, to see him get the screen time that he got, and to me, I had no problem with it because I knew the budget. They only work with a smaller budget. It was only 58 million, like Sam said. So like I was going into it, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be the best look. But to me, for 58 million to me, and it may sound crazy to me, it's like I look at that Colossus versus the Colossus and X-Men, and I said, you know what? It's sad that the Colossus that in Deadpool are way better than the one in the X-Men movies. But that just, you know, that's going off the rant here. But I think for me, my only nitpick was the pacing problem. Like, it went, like, had moments where it was serious, and it was fun. And I had no problem with it because it's a Deadpool movie, because Deadpool just come out fun and serious. He has some dark storylines, because he has fun storylines, because we all know the type part of the character. I feel like the pacing problems was up and down. I feel like it just, like, it was going too fast. Next moment, you see him, you know, cracking jokes, chopping people's head off. The next thing you see him as Wade Wilson, because I really did enjoy that. But to me, I feel like Ajax, like the guy who played. I feel like the villain. I feel like he kind of. He was menacing at first, like he was like a badass in the first part of it, like in the first half of the movie. But I feel like the film was kind of bland. Like it could have been like with Deadpool, like. But I will give this by Ajax. I will say this by Ajax. Though. I think that he gave Deadpool a match though, like especially when Wade Wilson went through the thing and he got his skin mutated, you know, so the new skin can be activated. activated, and he was new whatever fighting him, and he took the little thing, stuck it away, and he was like, oh my God, this was a badass, and I started to see it like, okay, then he kind of fell flat the second half because I feel like it could have been a lot better. Overall, I mean, to me, that's the only problem was the villain and the pacing problems, but I feel like the overall supporting character with T.J. Miller, I think he did a good job. Vanessa, I forgot the name. Vanessa, she did a good job. To me, and for me, I didn't mind, Colossus and Supersonic Mega Warhead. Like I enjoyed that. I feel like that to me, I feel like that would make the fun enjoyable as well. Not just Deadpool, but those two characters along to it because it made it seem fun to me. And I also lit up when I saw like the classic X-Men colors when they had the yellow and red, yellow and blue suit. I was like, finally, like, oh my God, man, if the sequel come happens, maybe we'll get, Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine suit. But, for me, I think that, like, that's my only two problems with the film was one, I feel like the villain could have been better second half of the movie, and the pacing problems. But overall, I still think that for the first movie, it has a lot to prove on, but it's good. It's a good first film. And that was my only small problems with the film, and that was it for me.
Yeah. Ash, what did you have for problems, or what do you think that they could have improved upon?
For problems, well, come off what everyone else said. I love Colossus. He's my favorite character, and I'll just end it with that. But as far as problems go, all mine were story-based. I thought the story structure wasn't as good as I'd liked it to be, because I know a lot of people are good with the non-linear storytelling, or it's told in kind of flashbacks, and I get that. It's more of a me thing where I just don't like stories that are told that way unless your name is Quentin Tarantino. So I don't know. I don't know. It kept bouncing back. I wanted more Deadpool, and then during the origin stuff, I felt it slowed down a bit. Just like this, that. I felt it got a bit too serious at times for Deadpool, but other than that, that's really my only issues. Like, all the characters I loved. I didn't think there was a bad one in the bunch. If I had an issue with any of them, it's that there wasn't enough T.J. Miller. My issue isn't T.J. Miller. It's that there wasn't enough T.J. Miller, because he's a perfect man and he deserves 10 million hours of screen time. But really,
all I'm gonna say is the worst thing about this movie. It made me agree with Ashton. Damn you, Deadpool! You made me agree with him on story contact. It's gonna be the worst thing. That's the worst atrocity this movie's ever done to me. It made me agree with Ashton.
Wow.
He's completely right on the story context itself.
That's a first right there. I can publicly say that. For me personally, I mean, I really love the movie. I actually love the way that each person that acted in the roles, they really try to embody the characters, and they try to take the story to heart, but they have fun with it. Like, from Vanessa to Negasonic to Colossus, like, they made me actually kind of care about their screen time there. Even like the Weasel, like when he was actually in his element and actually interacting with Wade, I thought it was just hilarious chemistry like that was going on. But as far as what I would have loved for them to improve upon, I just wanted more. I came out of the movie like, dude, I want to see more. I actually want to be able to have this stretched out a little bit longer. Like, not that I had a problem with the time frame. I think for first movie probably needed that. But I think it would have benefited from just a little bit longer, like a little bit more added in, and they probably just didn't have the budget for it. I think that there were certain continuity issues, kind of like what Ashton was saying, as far as the way that the story was kind of like moved back and forth. But I think that they made it work, even with that, even though the flashbacks kind of had like this arrow kind of like feel to it, where it kind of randomly, spontaneously came. They came in the most funniest moments, and then even when it starts getting really a little bit too serious, they still would dial it back and make it really funny. So I think that is something they can improve upon in the later movies. But I will say that I felt like Ajax was really OP, because I understand like the dude, can't feel anything, but like, how do you survive a mortal wound? I think that was one of the things that I don't know enough about Ajax as a character, but I know that some of the stuff that Wade did to him, I was like, he doesn't have like advanced healing, so how is he okay? How is he able to still be moving when he got completely incapacitated. So I thought that was really strange. But it's not necessarily a negative because I mean this movie in and of itself was strange. Like Wade had like something stuck through his head, and like he starts seeing like cartoon characters next to his girlfriend. I mean it's just the movie is off the wall, that crazy. So I guess all the things that I'd have a problem with I can kind of forgive just from it being like the first one. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into some of the mythology kind of things. So I have a couple questions for y'all. What were some of the Easter eggs that y'all noticed that y'all want to bring up? Whether it be the Deadpool Easter egg from Origins, whether it be just Vanessa herself, whatever the Easter egg is, I'd like for y'all to bring one of those up and talk about it, the one that kind of stuck out to y'all.
I think I'll go first. One of the big Easter eggs was the School of Xavier. You know, that was the big highlight for me, going to just Deadpool going to X Mansion alone. I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see him meet the other X-Men, because I saw that and I saw the X-Jet and I was like, man, I mean, well, the X-Jet really wasn't an Easter egg, but I considered it Easter egg. But I felt like, man, that was I liked it. That was probably one of the biggest Easter eggs to me, and you know, I feel like I say those two Easter eggs really, because I didn't really catch a lot of them really, because I was watching the movie. I didn't really catch a lot of the Easter eggs, but just those two, the Xavier School, you know, Xavier School for Mutants, and the X-Jet, probably those two, and X Mansion was the three Easter eggs I really enjoyed. So,
yeah,
for me.
Yeah, that's tight. Ash or Mike?
I like Easter eggs. There were many. The movie was like fucking made on them. Like,
yes.
From everything in the dialogue, like even like just that speech with Colossus where he's talking about the 4 or 5 times to make you a hero. Like, it's taken Ryan Reynolds 4 or 5 times to get here. So it's like stuff like that. Then lines where like Colossus is dragging him back to the X Mansion and he's just like, it's like we're bringing you back to Professor X or something. And he's like, McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing. Like, everything like that, like, the entire movie was really based off of them, so I don't know. I don't always pick up on all of them. If you want Easter eggs, go to the boy Art A to Z show, where he made like an entire fucking video about them. Like, very intricate, and there's a lot of them, but there's many.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Mike, what was one of the Easter eggs that stood out for you that you really liked?
Generational X-Men. Generational X-Men.
Okay.
Basically, the Easter eggs we got for X-Force in this movie were phenomenal. And then that little in-credit scene at the end of the movie about we're getting
Cable. We are getting cable.
We're getting cable. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's huge news. I knew that was probably going to be what was going to for the sequel, but for them to just name drop it, because when I went and I saw the screener, only thing that he just kind of told us after the credits was like, go, leave, go. He didn't say anything about like cable at all. So when I went and I saw it for the second time in the theaters, I was like really hyped up and surprised that they name dropped cable for it. I guess some of the ones that I'll bring up that I noticed after my third time watching this movie was like Ash said, was definitely the Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy. I thought that was a hilarious reference. The Green Lantern references all over the place, sprinkled all over the place.
I forgot about that one.
The one figurine that he had of his character in X-Men Origins, I thought that was hilarious because I mean I think he kind of took it as like a Baraka Mortal Kombat character, but it was evident it was definitely his character. And then I think when Ajax was like, "I'm gonna sew your mouth shut," he's like, "Oh, you don't want to do that." I thought that was so funny. But I think one of the ones that I picked up on that was really interesting is that he name dropped Beast. He had said when he went to the house. And he was like, it's really strange that every time I come here, it's only 2 of y'all. It's almost like the studio didn't have enough budget to get more X-Men. And then, like, as he was walking away, he was like, yeah, tell Beast to stop crapping over my lawn. And I was like, I didn't hear that the first time. Like, he just totally name-dropped Beast. And I thought that was so hilarious, dude. But it was Easter eggs, like you said, Ash, all over the place.
Yeah, and they weren't just Deadpool either. Like,
no!
Those ending credit scenes, those are straight throwbacks to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, it really is.
Because that's literally the Ferris Bueller's Day Off end credit scene. Like, they just redid it with Deadpool. It's just like, it's awesome.
The fact that we're actually going to get a chance to actually see X-Force in the second movie, that's something I'm looking forward to. I mean, not to mention, if they can actually cross Olivia Munn over with Psylocke in the next movie, that's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to see that. Not to mention, I want to see, the thing that would actually blow it away for me is a sword fight between Olivia Munn and Ryan Reynolds. I want to see that. I need to see that. That just made my bucket list. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and that's a good segue, Mike, because one of the things I wanted to bring up is, I don't know where we're shooting at for time. Let me look at it right now. We're getting dangerously close to that hour mark, so we might have to end off on this, but I'm gonna continue on into the part 2. Any of y'all that want to join, that's fine. But main ones I wanted to bring up is the possibility of getting Wolverine in our rated R setting with Deadpool, Copycat Vanessa being actually induced with her mutant abilities, maybe potentially, and then X-Force. I think that those are some of the biggest things that I think that Wolverine was just blatantly pushed in our face. So it was like I wanted to see him and Wolverine in the movie. That was one of the ones that I was like, I really hope that they go down that route of being able to allow him to be in the same room with Deadpool, let alone just the same capacity.
We actually did. Hold on a second here. We did see him in the movie. We saw him in the movie, not the way that you think we would, but we did see him in the movie.
Yeah, and we saw Stan Lee up in the strip club too, but that's a whole other thing to talk about.
I mean, who else would you expect to be the DJ for a strip club, though? Stan freaking Lee. Stan Lee, man.
But, all right, so between those three, between Copycat, X-Force, and Wolverine, which one of y'all want to tackle one of those that y'all's thought process going forward into Deadpool 2? What would y'all like to see maybe come up? Or even if taking Deadpool and maybe putting him in Apocalypse or another X-Men movie. Let me know what y'all think.
Well, for me, you know, to keep it short, I don't know how things are. For me, I want to see, and I have always said this, you know, for me, I like the Wolverine in the cartoon, and I have always wanted, even through all the X-Men movies, I always wanted him in this. I always wanted that mask, that costume, you know. I see the white eyes of Deadpool costume, and I said, man, if Fox don't mess this up, man, if Fox just let it go through, I would love to see the Wolverine costume with the white eyes. I saw the white eyes in Deadpool costume, like, man, if they do that, bro, if the Hugh Jackman Wolverine costume, I'm going to literally go wild in the theater, bro, because I was always wanting to see that. Like, I grew up on that. I grew up on that Wolverine and the X-Men like that. So seeing him like that, for me, I say X-Force and Wolverine. Those two things I really want to see because I actually read X-Force comics. They're really good comics. So for me, I say Wolverine and X-Force. And, you know, I'm not too familiar with Copycat, so I can't really say too much about that. But I say Wolverine showing up in Deadpool 2 in the costume. And, you know, and X-Force. Those two I really want to see in the sequel. Because I really want to see that, you know, before we just leave it all out. You know?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty epic. Mike or Ash, which one of y'all you want to go into any of those? Or even, like, if you want to go into X-Force, what character would y'all like to guarantee that they're going to bring into it? Either one of y'all.
I'll jump into this one right now. It's got to be Olivia Munn. You've got to bring Psylocke. If you're doing X-Force, how are you going to do X-Force without Psylocke? I mean, she's an intricate character. I mean, her secondary mutation, when that appears. There's just so much they could do with Psylocke. Not to mention, Psylocke's a past love interest of Deadpool itself. That's something I'd like to see right there.
Wow, that's true. Dang, I just thought about that. And X-21, or X-23. That's interesting.
I mean, Honestly, if we're going to have an X-Force movie, I want to see X-23 as Wolverine.
Oh,
I think that would be
Basically,
amazing.
because I actually want
it
to
would
see
be.
I want to see a. You guys still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, what I want to see is basically in Old Man Logan. I want to see the role turned over to X-23.
Yeah.
So like a passing of the mantle of sorts.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I mean, for me, like with X-23, I'm hoping for, like you said, Psylocke would be really good to be able to see just her connection with Deadpool in general. But I guess we're gonna have to see how Olivia Munn does with Apocalypse. But even like you said, seeing X-23 would be a good passing on the man. I'm not sure what actress would be game for it, but if they got the right one, oh my gosh, the media would just go crazy over that. Even Domino. I think the Domino is definitely going to make an appearance in the second.
Oh yeah, because I love Domino too. She's one of my favorite mutants, and you don't see a lot in new X-Men comics, but Domino, that's who I really want to see in the X-Force movie.
There's a perfect actress for X-23 too.
Who's your pick?
That chick from the ABC show, Family something. She's the chick with the black hair.
ABC. I don't know who you're talking about, but I'll look it up. But yeah, I'll try to look it up. I'm not sure. You talking about Modern Family?
Yeah, that chick from the younger daughter in there.
Okay. Yeah, I could actually see that. Let me see what her name is, though. What is her name? I can't find her name. I think it's Sarah Hyland, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, it's Ariel. No, it's Ariel Winter.
Yeah, it's Ariel Winter.
Yeah, it's funny because she actually has done some voice acting in the past. She actually played the voice for Kara Kelly in the Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. So, I mean, it seems like
I had no idea. It's not like I've looked into this or anything and have a complete spiel for actually getting this one.
Here we go.
It's not like this is something that I'm an advocate for or something.
Okay, yeah, actually, I'm game for that. She'd have to get in some shape, but she might be able to pull that off, actually. Yeah, Ash, what are you looking forward to as far as like what characters, or I guess even like if you want to bring up like Copycat, because I don't think anybody's talked about that yet. Nobody has actually. Now I have to bring it up.
I don't know shit about the characters and the books. I just really hope Shrek is in the next one. Maybe if they have a bigger budget, they can, I don't know, maybe throw, Donkey in there as well. And him and Deadpool could have some funny moments, and he could be like, "Get out of my swamp!" And Deadpool, he would have a jukebox, and Smash Mouth would be playing, and they'd all wear
Well, see,
glasses.
hold on a second here, Ashton. I'm going to completely disagree with you. I think we should actually have Han Solo and Chewbacca in the next one.
Oh my gosh, and there we go. All time.
Too soon.
I just think we could actually have some of the wisest conversations between Deadpool and Chewbacca, not to mention the jokes that could be made about Chewbacca being Beast.
I just hope that Sonic the Hedgehog gets his chance to shine in the next X-Force movie.
Well, I'm actually hoping since Disney owns Marvel, they team up, do a collaboration, and make Wolver Mouse. Wolver Mickey. If we could actually get Mickey Mouse in a Wolverine costume and get him to be the next cameo as one of those imaginary little cartoon characters.
Yeah. So, anyway, I mean, I think for me, I guess I'll be the one to bring up Copycat. So Vanessa, Vanessa's real name is.
Don't go here. Don't go here. Don't go there. Don't do it.
Wait, why not? Why not? What are you talking
Let's
about?
not even go on to the fact that she didn't have powers in the movie.
Yeah, well, okay, this is the thing in my theory about it, so just hear me out. So Vanessa, we didn't even get her last name, and as well as like we know she's got a direct connection with Wade Wilson. They worked perfectly together, chemistry-wise, and even the actors did. And it was kind of stated that she might get powers, but that didn't happen within the movie or the confines of the movie. I'm not sure if they don't have all the rights yet or they didn't have a budget, but basically she's supposed to become a mutant by the name of Copycat, and she's like a really powerful metamorph where she can duplicate people like from a cellular level. So she can basically replicate superhuman powers, abilities, even mental imprints on people that are like that have knowledge of. All she has to do is just touch them, and she can form into them. But part of her other mutation is she's completely blue, and her hair is completely white. And so what I was thinking at the end of the movie is when he kind of put her in the tube that it was going to trigger her mutation. Now, she did go through extreme stress, but I never saw him actually give her the syringe and, you know, give her the injection. So I don't really know. But what I'm thinking is that they're going to play off of that she actually was in the tube, and later on we're going to probably see her with powers in the second movie. But I think it'll be an interesting dynamic of having her starting to exhibit these different powers.
Okay, the whole reason why
We'll
she
see.
didn't go blue, we both know the whole reason she didn't go blue. They didn't want people that were non-comic book fans confusing her with Mystique.
Exactly. And that's true.
Damn you non-comic book fans out there for not giving us the copycat we deserve. You have failed this city.
But I think that given the fact that Jennifer Garner is going to be out after Apocalypse, and well as like Deadpool just feels like a different beast in and of itself. Like it feels like a totally different franchise, really. It feels kind of like a mixture of Marvel and what Fox has done with X-Men in the best kind of way.
Can we use that as a segue into something?
Let me see how we are on time. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Okay. Now, my problem with that is, where are we in the timeline? Because we have no indication, we have no characters to judge off of where the heck we are in the timeline right now. We don't even know if this movie actually syncs up. We haven't gotten confirmation that this movie syncs up with the rest of the franchise.
Well, I beg to differ on that, because the reason why I say that is that we know, well, this is about my third time seeing it, but now listening to certain conversations that's happened between Wade and even with Weasel and even like his interactions of working with this team, that he was at some point an operative working on a covert operation. And I think that the events of Days of Future Past changed the dynamics of the way his character went. And I think that is a byproduct of what happened in Days of Future Past. Because just listening to certain things that they kind of said in dialogue when they're not being funny or all over the place is that there was something that kind of was a change that happened at a certain point. That's the reason why he didn't end up the way he was in X-Men Origins. So I think that if I had to pick a time frame, they haven't said it, but I think it's around the same time frame of later on. Like, I think that, you know, where the end of X-Men Days of Future Past was, I think it's probably around that time frame. But I don't know. I mean, they haven't confirmed it, but I think the events of Days of Future Past is what put him in that state. But it is another plot hole. It's a big one, because what actually happened in Apocalypse, we don't really know yet. So I guess that's the thing, that's the toss-up. Depending on how Apocalypse ends, and I don't think Deadpool can actually be in it because it takes place in the past. So that's a bummer. But if they do show what happens like moving forward, then we might actually get to see kind of where everything lines up. So it all rests on Apocalypse to see if this is going to be a direct connection or not. But I guess we'll see, man. It's a good point.
Yeah.
But I think we're close to our end mark. Does anybody want to bring up any other thing, regardless if it's spoilers or not, or one thing y'all love? Or even comments of like the mark that it hit. Like, I can't believe it hit $135 million. That's crazy. I rated our film.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But anybody got any thoughts before we get out of here?
It's the best dinner date you'll ever go on.
I mean,
Pull your head out your ass, 21st Century Fox, and get the CGI right next time for Colossus. Not to mention, you would actually have it to where you could work it into your budget. It'd be cheaper for you to have an actor eating cereal instead of a creation of CGI. Just saying, pull your head out your ass.
To be fair, I had no problem with the CGI for Colossus. Me personally, I didn't have a problem with it at all. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the throw-up sequence was funny. I thought that even the way he interacted with people was just so... Because, I mean, it wouldn't have worked if, like, Wade Wilson was kind of, like, feeling around on his funny parts and trying to hit them. It wouldn't have worked, you know, if he was kind of going back and forth. But I think that I literally liked it. I didn't have a problem with the CG, honestly, especially for a $58 million movie.
Okay,
that's just me.
Okay, let me. As a film student, that scene with Colossus when he's eating the cereal, it would have made so much more of an impact if they would have actually had him eating cereal as a regular dude, basically hulked out into his organic metal form, and just like broke the table. Damn it! Here I got to deal with Deadpool again. That would have been more funny than what we actually saw.
Apples and oranges.
I don't think the cereal scene needed any more emotional impact, but you know.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I see my part too, because I have a lot to say. So.
Yeah, so just to be fair, everybody that's watching, in part 2 is going to be kind of the same similar questions, but I'm going to line up some other different things in conjunction to projections of where the franchise is going to go, as well as the connections with the X-Men, and if, like, Hugh Jackman or certain actors are going to be involved, as well as, like, the predictions that they've been saying that who might be the actor for Cable that they've now confirmed potential.
Keira Knightley.
So, so we'll talk about that all in part 2. So definitely come back at 4 o'clock or 4 hours from now, or actually now, 2 hours from now, and we'll be going into a lot more other things. But thanks everybody for coming. Thanks Mike. I think Mike just dropped off. Thanks Ash. Definitely go and check out his channel. Go to the description bar below. Go and check out the Captain Vitus show. This dude is like so devoted to every single movie. I don't know how you do it, Ash. I really don't.
I don't know how I do it either. It's completely broken me down as a person, but.
But also go and check out Chris Littleton. Check him out on Twitter. Definitely check out the discussions that we're gonna have in the future. Thanks for both of y'all coming out. I really appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man. Sure.
Ow. But
see you part 2.
Everybody, we'll be back for part 2. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Later, y'all.